All right, well, welcome to my neighbor, the mechanic. So here's the issue. GM 3800. We all know how good this engine is. And in the last 6 months, I've had the whole upper manifold gasket nonsense done, and it was good, but I started noticing it's drinking antifreeze. And it's getting antifreeze up here.
It's right here too.
And so tell me, how do you diagnose what this issue is? What's your thought process?
My thought process on it is I look to see if the intake gaskets have been done first. Like you can see it right there, brand new gaskets.
Okay.
And the only other thing that it can be from that point is just the coolant passes, it leads from the lower intake, which is aluminum, through the plastic intake into the throttle body to keep it warm, to keep it from freezing.
So what's the fix if you see moisture coming down, antifreeze coming back of the engine, around bolts and stuff? That pretty much means what?
That you can see it leaking between the plastic and the aluminum.
There it is.
Yeah, right there it is, right on the bottom. You can see it and it runs right down the corner of the heads. If it was a lower intake gasket leaking again, you wouldn't see wetness here, but you'll see it here.
But how is it getting here?
If I was guessing right, I think it just gets hot, sprays, and the force of you driving it down the road just blows it over there.
I do like to do 90.
Yeah.
So we got to pull this upper intake.
We're going to pull this upper intake to confirm to see if this is the issue.
All right.
And the issue will be, it'll be broken or burnt between this passage here to these passages here. It'll be crumbling right in here. It'll all be brittle. And that's a dead giveaway, because what it does, it'll leak right out of the corner off this, right off the bottom of the intake, right out. You'll see it.
So it really isn't that.
No, what I try to do here is I try to keep everything take less as off as you can, pretty much.
Okay.
That way it's just a lot easier to go back together and you ain't doing more work than what you need to do.
So you haven't used tool 1 yet to remove like any of the fuel lines or whatever. You're doing this.
Yep. All by what it needs to be.
Well, that didn't sound good.
That sounds good. That's what you want to hear.
Oh, well, it didn't sound good to me, but I'm an idiot.
Because if you didn't hear that, that check valve right there would be bad.
Well, I hear it, but I mean, I've got one of those fancy toilet seats in my house.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even have to wipe now. It's one of those Toto washlets. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
just imagine if your toilet didn't make that sound. Yeah. Then you know you'd be getting it all over you.
Here's a question for a dummy. Should this be wet?
Nope.
No.
Because it's still sealed.
Okay.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
That's just like a valley there, pretty much, and it's just holding it.
Yeah. So there's even a screen.
Yeah, that protects your mass airflow sensor.
Well, we want those protected.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing worse than an unprotected mass airflow sensor.
Once we get the throttle body off, you'll be able to see a lot more leakage too. And we'll probably be able to see it instantly as soon as we pull that off there.
Hear that, folks? Leakage. The word for tonight. Leakage. So how long have you been at this? Mechanicking.
30 years.
Really?
Yep. 30 years.
What's the worst engine?
One that doesn't run.
That is a very safe answer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite engine?
One that does run.
Thank you.
No. I would say each model has its own goods and bads throughout the years.
If you were to pick though three of your all-time favorite, like hard to beat
engines.
Yeah.
First, it would be 302
Ford.
Yeah. And then next it'd be, well, I mean, you could probably throw the Chevrolet 350 in there too. I mean, it's that era, the 80s. You know, that would be great. And then when you get up to the newer stuff, I don't care too much the newer style double overhead valve chains. before it did, but the LS platform is great. And then the next one, if you wanted like import wise, would be a Toyota for sure. That's the less you just maintenance those cars, and that's pretty much it, really. Now I'm hoping that left that loose because we're going to cheat that.
We now watch the native mechanic as he finds the exact tool for the job. So that's all that's holding the throttle body on.
Yep, 3 bolts.
Wow.
Yep. Well, I'll just leave it on there. That's what I'm after. Probably end up having to take the studs out next, y'all. Just to cheat that bracket. Boy, they put them in there. I mean, I'm excited to see this, that's for sure. Because I like being right. Plus, you'll be able to get a good picture of it too as soon as I get this. Hopefully, this last bolt will let us twist that to get it out of our way.
Man, it smells like, ugh,
Yeah.
that's foul.
It's not
It smells like it's biological. Kind of smells like cat pee and broken dreams.
It's the death of a dying intake. Oh yeah. Well, it's not burnt right through there, but I guarantee it.
Let's see.
You can see it right here. See all this? Right here.
Yep.
Don't feel like it's smushed.
But it is definitely leaking from there.
Yeah. Right there feels a bad spot. Yeah, I can feel it. See it stop?
Yeah.
There's that little bitty one right there. Oh yeah, see there? That's the reason we had to complain of it sticking.
So what is it? Is it carbon? Or
It's
is
carbon mixed with antifreeze right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and that's what I'm telling you about. It's got to go in there and keep that from freezing. Right there. It could be broke in between the gasket too, right there.
Well, I guess we'll find out more.
We'll know
once
more
it's
once
off.
we flip it upside down. Either way, you got to change those gaskets. So, yeah. Look at there. They left a bolt out right there. See it? Right there, your EGR. Right on top of the intake. They left that out. And we'll just pull it up off her.
I bet you I know the name of that. That's the fuel rail.
Yep.
You can't get that past me. I'm on top of it.
Switch this back over. That was loose.
That was loose.
If that had been a 10 millimeter, it'd have been gone.
Where'd it go? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. That one there's a 10.
Well, why would they do that? What are they? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8? Oh, here, let's put a 10.
Except for a few of them, they're 10s. That's what they do.
They have no respect.
We should have left them aluminum and they would have never had this problem, but you know how big corporate is. They want to make that money. Need to pay close attention if you do this. Most of these will be the same size.
Right.
Except for these two up front, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're a long one. Stud always goes to the back. Rest of them should be the same size. There she is.
All right, so let's do the autopsy. I see right there.
Yep.
It's been getting past that.
Most of the time, if it's really bad, you'll be able to push in really close right here. And that's all because that EGR gas comes right up through that and burns it. That looks good. Where'd that one spot go? Right there. Now you won't be able to see it, but my pick is going right into that spot. It's down in there. I can't get it now. Anywho, that's where it'll be at. It'll be in those proportions. I've literally seen where this is completely gone. Just to feed all that. But that's it. That's how it does it. Now we just got to assemble all this with the new stuff.
All right. So this is the new manifold that we're going to be putting on. And tell me a little bit about what you're doing now.
Just cleaning the surface, getting it cleaned up, because you can tell that somebody else has already been in there, so they've done a good, decent job of doing that, at least. And all I'm just going to do is wipe that around. That way, when the new gasket goes on there, it'll have something really good to seal to.
So really, the upper manifold is just for air.
That's it.
The fuel rails go right into the lower aluminum part, and it's just air.
Yep, that's it.
How hard is it to replace the lower manifold?
Now that, you would have to, you could probably squeak by. No, I remember this one now. Because of that tube right there, you have to take off this whole entire bracket on this side of the engine. That includes the water pump. You have to take this valve cover off, this valve cover off, and then pull it.
So it's a lot more of a job.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Probably a couple hours.
So there's antifreeze down in the bolt holes.
Yeah,
And you're just blowing it out so they don't kind of hydrolock when you're trying to put everything back in.
Yeah, you don't want that. It'll get you a bad torque reading or anything like that. All right. And what we're going to do right here, this is large. So there's a redesign for this feed from the EGR system. And that kind of contributes to them intakes getting burned out on the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock this one out and put the one in the kit that come with the new intake. We're going to do it. It'll be a smaller size. I'll show you that just in a minute here. Let's see. Let's see if she'll twist up out there. There it comes.
Oh, that was violent.
I'll show you this updated one. Come in your kit. Oh, look. New bolts, so we don't have to worry about replacing that one. So that's a plus. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the right one, because there'll be 2 or 3 different sizes depending upon the size of the motor you have. So we know it'll be that one right there. Smaller diameter to keep it from burning that plastic intake.
Now this manifold came from O'Reilly's. This isn't a Dorman. This is their. Go ahead and show the box. So
That one.
a Master Pro,
Yep.
and it comes with some stuff that I guess the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Sometimes they don't even come with those bolts. We'll get the BFH here and drive her back in there. Just like that.
All right.
Done.
So those are the coolant passages, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep them sucked down. All right. Let's assemble this intake. Because it comes with a new PVC valve and everything. Now we're probably gonna not use this one. That's for your brake booster because it has this extra port.
Okay.
And I don't think that one has it, so there's no sense of having it if you don't need it. Goes on that one. Do that. A lot of people, they use all kinds of other stuff, but I'll just use whatever. White lithium grease won't hurt nothing, so you can use that just about anything. Let's see. The spring's what holds it in there. Goes there like that. Yeah, make a mess everywhere, but it'll be all right. And you have one that goes on that. And yeah, it's clocked and it twists its own.
So is there anything from the old manifold that gets reused?
There will be the just the outlet for the brake booster. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. Hands are slippery. So let's get a socket that'll help us do that. That's it for that part. All right. Looks like we got some injector O-rings too, so we'll replace those in a minute. Screw these in there. Just finger tight's all you need. It'll stop when you hit the bottom.
Took everything in my power. Not to say that's what she said.
Yeah. Well, she's wrong on that because we're going to have to wait because we got to put that throttle back on that piece. That's for sure, so we'll save that. Okay. There's that at the bottom. That's ready to drop back on. Take that one out too. And probably ought to Google the torque specs for the intake, but it'll get us close. We'll snug it down anyways. Just like that. Good idea probably to hand start all these before you ever torque them down.
Yeah, you're going in aluminum, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll break, it'll settle. Mind that stud went right down there. Now we'll just snug them down. Now let's look up the torque spec. 7.4 foot-pounds.
Okay.
I don't know why they couldn't never said that, but it is what it is.
Always start in the center.
Yeah. Always start in the center and work yourself out. Just lighten up. She is. Then we'll just start off a crisscross pattern.
All right. So when you go through a process like this, you've exposed basically some of the cooling system to air. Does air need to be purged out of the system?
Maybe, maybe not. Probably not on this one. But if it does, it's got bleeder screws built into the thermostat outlet to allow you to do that, to bleed it out. Which we'll still do that either way, just to make sure.
All right, well, we'll check back a little bit once everything's reassembled.
Yeah. Nice little connector.
Got it all back together.
Just check over things.
See if she fires up. Look at that.